It's been a glorious day in the southeast. Sun shining, the grass is growing again, and I must say this Arsenal pitch looks more like the start of the season than the closing stages of it. Vital closing stages at the top and towards the bottom for Arsenal and for Leeds United. Vieira. And here's Clichy. And Henry. Dubry gets a foot to it. And Dominic Matteo, who's in that midfield alongside Lucas Radebe, the old soldier, who did play there earlier in his career and certainly has the big match temperament.
Well, it'll be a case of breaking it up for Lucas Radebe, you feel sure, and get it and give it.
Bergkamp, Sylvain Wiltord trying to steer it for Pires, but got nowhere near his target. But he's fit again, and his future's uncertain. What he does over the next few games may well have a big bearing on whether he stays at Arsenal. So there are individual incentives, but collectively, of course. Andy, you talked about the unbeaten record, but first and foremost, Arsenal want to get this championship buttoned up.
Oh, yeah.
They faltered, of course. Leeds know all about that a year ago. They played a big part in it.
There might be a stumble along the way yet for Arsenal, but they will feel that their home form and the games they've got coming up at Highbury would be enough to win them the title. If they win all their home games, I think they'll feel that that's it, job done.
And Arsenal have 78 points. Chelsea or Manchester United can reach 86, but not both, because they play each other at Old Trafford next month. Arsene Wenger would become the first ever Arsenal manager to win 3 championships. Would, should, I guess is the proper way to put it. Campbell. Viduka and Smith carry plenty of attacking power. Ian Hart, who's got a great goal-scoring record here. Believe it or not, he scored in each of Leeds' last 3 games on this ground. You'll probably recall all from free kicks. Clever. And one particularly crafty occasion when he embarrassed David Seaman. Lauren. Nicely played forward by Gilberto to Wiltord. Pressure by Radebe on Vieira. Those two might see plenty of each other tonight. Campbell. There's Matteo looking towards the looney from Arsenal. Jermaine Pennant. It'll be a strange sort of evening for him. Ulrich. Bergkamp gets the better of Radebe. Gilberto.
There's no doubt the higher up the pitch you can break Arsenal's play up is a lot easier to cope with. That's what Leeds have tried to do early, first couple of minutes of the game.
Here's Clichy. Very much in the manner of Ashley Cole. Gary Kelly staying on his feet. But he didn't get it away when he really should have done, and here's Pires. Still Pires. Oh, Wiltord! Chance. Near post, chance.
Not that difficult. I think he just lashed at it. Maybe guiding it would have been the thing. There's enough pace in the cross.
Vieira, Pires. Now Bergkamp. Can't get a cross in. Gilberto. A very pacey beginning this by Arsenal, who of course have the capacity to blow teams away in a hurricane-type start to a game, and Wiltord had the first real opportunity.
I just think that maybe if you just concentrate on getting a contact with it, you can see how he thrashes at it with his left foot. I just think if you just put your foot on it, use the pace that's on the ball, and just guide it towards goal.
Not a leggy challenge on Alan Smith by Patrick Vieira. Just in passing, Smith managed to beat the disciplinary problem of a 2-game ban. That date has gone by now. He was on 9 yellow cards, and he's still on 9 yellow cards from the time that Leeds played Arsenal in the FA Cup back early in January. That was his last booking. It's been a great exercise in self-control. Hart takes. Viduka got to it, and then Matteo as well. The flag was up.
Well, I think the flag's off maybe for the header. He's asking if it's him. I'm not sure who it was. If it's not Mark Viduka, then this is another chance. See Viduka at the back post, just sneaking in. Flag might go up now. We wait. It does. So it went up for Viduka, but I'm really surprised he didn't pull that down his chest. I know it wouldn't have counted now, but it's an opportunity.
Cam available tonight, and first up is Mark Viduka for Sky Digital viewers. Perez put through by Bergkamp, taken early. He's flashed it home in the twinkling of an eye. Arsenal have the lead. They do it in breathtaking fashion.
Words don't do it justice, I'm afraid. Pictures will show it better than I ever could tell you. It's what this team's all about. Absolute sensational. So I said, if you don't get them high up the pitch, if you can't break them up there, and you let them get at you deep, then this is what happens. Is the goalkeeper settled? Yes, he is. They're always taught, take it early before goalkeepers can settle, but Paul Robinson was settled. But there's still nothing he could do about it. And this is how quickly they break, get at the heart of you, and then, well, it's a dagger to the heart of Leeds United.
But it's reward for a sparkling start by Arsenal. And Perez has 18 goals for Arsenal this season in all competitions. It's not all about Thierry Henry. And here is the great Henry, and he is offside.
And when I said at the top of the show, we looked at the teams, and I thought if Arsenal could get at Leeds' back four, I wasn't so sure that they could cope with them. I think when you look across there, defensively, that back four of Eddie Gray's isn't the best.
From one goalkeeper to the other. Robinson to Lehmann. Clichy. Vieira, as he was taken from behind by Radabit.
It's not bad.
Yes, but they haven't lost 34 games.
Yeah.
Whatever the circumstances. But funnily enough, Andy, they've got 6 games to go, including tonight. If you look at their last 6 games, of course, they're not all in the Premiership, but they've only won 1. They need to do more than win 1 of the 6 that remain, starting tonight. And they made a big step in the right direction. Hart is a terrific diagonal ball. And Smith trying to cushion it down. Clichy trying to give Pennant a taste of his own medicine. That would be an interesting duel tonight.
Well, Clichy started the better of the 2 young lads.
Kolo Touré, talking of young lads, nominated in the PFA Young Player of the Year selection. Robinson was caught. Oh, a mistake by Touré. Robinson was caught pointing to Caldwell to clear it, and the ball suddenly came back at the goalkeeper, but he adjusted well enough. Matteo need his sturdy competitive streak, and they have got some good fighters out there, Leeds United. They've pulled themselves at least into contention to stay up.
They're just going to steady it at the moment. That's the one thing. I mean, I know Arsenal scored early, but we've seen, certainly in the last month or two, When it gets tight, if you can keep it tight against Arsenal, there have been many occasions, second half of games, you and I have seen it, they seem to get a bit edgy, a bit twitchy, Arsenal. Even when they're up in games. Oh, there you go. It's always the first time. The problem Leeds have got is, can they keep them to 1?
Yes, but there were games here against Charlton when Arsenal scored 2 very quickly, and they were hanging on Arsenal to a 2-1 win. Bolton the same.
Yeah.
And it is impossible, I think, even for a team as gifted as Arsenal, to play at the extraordinary tempo that they can, put periods of their play together for a whole 90 minutes. If they did, they'd get 20 in a game. Wiltor, he needs 1 for 50 for the Gunners. Lauren. Now Bergkamp for Henri. Another example of trying to take the shot early. He's seen how potent it was for Pires.
No excuses for showing this again. 1 touch, 1 touch, 1 touch. Look at that. And then just to finish it off, well, another 1 touch for good measure. I mean, there's not a lot you can say about that, except watch and admire.
I think you know you're starting to undermine Arsenal when they take 3 or 4 touches in those positions. But here's Smith.
Ambitious. He had James Milner just to his left. Might have been better just bringing it down, knocking it to him.
Leeds have come here with a reasonable run of form. Sort of formula they must wish they'd found earlier in the season. 10 points from their last 5 games, but still in the bottom 3. That would change if they won here at Highbury. Of course, Portsmouth home to Manchester United. We bring you that tomorrow lunchtime.
Well, if the title's all but over, certainly who stays up and goes down is far from over.
Hart. Off goes Viduka. That's right. Layman stretch. He's played it short to Gilberto. Toure to Bergkamp. Not quite time for the showboating yet. Hart. Milner. He got the equaliser against Everton on Tuesday. And a bit of hesitation there momentarily between Lauren and Toure. He didn't run through for Henri. Michael Dewberry. A North London lad.
Oh, we might have gone wide again. Jermaine Pennant really furious that Dewberry didn't see him.
Pires. Steered back, an awkward one for Robinson to strike, but how well he has struck it. Gilberto, who's edged back ahead of Edu for a central midfield place tonight. Clichy. And here's Radaby. Alan Smith has drifted right to find a bit of room. Pennant. Kelly. Picked off by Gilberto, and Arsenal looking to put the passes together quickly and profoundly. Bergkamp saw Wiltor, couldn't find him. Well, he'll be pleased. They're travelling virtually done for the season. Their most northerly trip for Arsenal is to Spurs. That is Sunday week.
Is it going by train?
Milner. He's just starting to find their feet again. Hart. Stephen Caldwell, who did play in a Newcastle team here that lost 5-0. Corner conceded by Lauren. Now here's something for Leeds to work on. 15 minutes gone, they are a goal down.
They've done all right since the goal they conceded. Regained the composure.
Well, it's commonplace for Jens Lehmann now in the Premiership to have players trying to hem him in. And Leeds have put 3 in there already. Lehmann's just had a little push away. He's complaining to the referee. He's pushed again at Caldwell. And again, can't keep doing that. Doesn't deal with it decisively. Nor does Bergkamp. Now Wiltor. Might be sensing where the ball might drop, but Emmett Gallagher concerned about Michael Dewberry. But what about that from Lehmann?
Well, the more he does it, the more people are going to do it to him. It's as simple as that. He's big enough. That's the one thing I don't understand about. Look at the size of him. We're not talking about somebody who's small here, but you cannot push people out the way. Like that. Once, twice, 3 times. And keep moaning about it. Because people are just going to keep doing it. And as long as you go in there and you stand, you don't need to get in front of it, you stand, there's not a lot he can do about it. There's nothing in the rule book that says you have to get out of the way and let the goalkeeper run past you to catch the ball.
And there's plenty in the laws of the game that says you can't shove opponents out of the way like he was doing. Anyway, it seemed to end in smiles with Dermot Gallagher, who's one of the most easy-going officials you could ever want to meet. Cam moving now to Thierry Henry.
So that's a little incident there where Leeds are a little bit miffed about being asked to give the ball back, because they had the Arsenal under a bit of pressure. They were in their half, and I know he blew for Dermot Gallagher blew for to bring the play up because it was a Leeds player, but you know, it's one thing. Sometimes you just have to contest a drop ball. And I think Leeds would like to have done that then. Well, I said they'd done all right. Possession-wise, the response has been a decent one since they went a goal down.
Clichy. Radabit. He'll certainly read the game well. In a midfield role. They've offered him a contract for next season, despite all the talk that there will perhaps have to be further departures. He's not just an important player, he's a tremendous influence around not just the football club but around the whole football area of Yorkshire. Been honoured by the Premier League for that. Vieira, cut out by Caldwell. Kelly. Henry. And Wiltor, not yet perhaps to full match pace.
Good spot from Milner.
Campbell. Wiltor, but Radaby gets a foot in again. Here's Milner. Another Leeds lad like Alan Smith. And Smith taking Arsenal on. And it needed a long stretch from Sol Campbell.
Honesty there in Smith's run. Yeah, I know. I can think of a lot of players who might have gone to ground when Lauren slid in edge of the box.
Pennant from Mattio's cross. Lehmann with a punch. Henry is back.
And that's what I mean. If you could put Arsenal under enough pressure, Martin, if you can get the ball into that part of the pitch. You know, Smith was a real threat there. And he's honest as the day is long as he goes in. Edge of the box, he knows the tackle comes in there. Could easily have gone to the ground. It would have given Dermot Gallagher a decision to make. And he stayed on his feet and wanted to make something happen.
Vieira strides on. Perez makes a run. Radaby comes back effectively.
Well, that's what it's important. That's what I said. If you can break Arsenal's game up there, that high up the pitch, if you can, it certainly gives your back four a chance.
Viduka. Pennant. Smith's on the right. Viduka using his impressive strength and working hard to find the shot.
Well, it's as good as anybody at that now. Probably better than most. Ball played up to him, even though Sol Campbell, big, powerful player. And Viduka is good enough and skillful enough to manufacture the opening and the chance. This is a good little spell. Sorry, Mark. This is a good little spell for Leeds.
Viduka. Friday football has brought rich entertainment here this season. You don't get many games played on a Friday night. There was the one in September, 3-2 against Newcastle. Boxing Day was on a Friday during this season, and Arsenal beat Wolves 3-0. And then, of course, Good Friday and the extravaganza against Liverpool a week ago.
It's good again. See, if you can press high, try and win it there.
Smith. Viduka. What a slice over his own bar by Clichy.
Good spell. And even the champions in waiting can look a little nervy, a little rusty. Not rusty, that's a stupid thing to say, but a little nervy, a little edgy.
Well, if they expected Leeds to falter when they conceded so early, it's been a disappointment for Arsenal. Leeds have come back and flexed their muscles, and here they are lining up around the penalty spot. Kevin Blackwell and Eddie Gray worked really hard on these set pieces. And coming deep is Ian Hart, Matteo, Caldwell.
Yeah, that's a pity. Hart's header was a poor one because they worked the opening for him extremely well. Straight off the training ground, ran everyone under the ball for the late run from Ian Hart.
Smith, halfway through the first half. Arsenal have the goal. Leeds have a decent spring in their step. Viduka leading the way. Smith not far behind in that respect. Warren making sure it doesn't get to Milner, but Matteo is there. Now Radebe. Knew where Milner was. That's a clearance by Clichy, and at least it went away from his own goal, but didn't go very far. Pires.
Well, Leeds are the better team at the moment, and have been for the last 10 or 15 minutes. Trouble when you play Arsenal, you can be the better team for long spells in a game, and they just need to put 3 or 4 passes together with the pace they've got on their side, and they're through you again. And you think,
Vieira and Gilberto confusing each other.
Pressure, important for Leeds. If they get that bit right, then you just don't know. Shame.
From Matteo, who was looking for Smith. He's probably happier to be playing in midfield rather than having to deal with the pace of Henry near his own goal. That's the job of Caldwell and Dewberry.
Possession's been good for Leeds. We saw that, and so has the areas that they want the game to be played. If you're one down here,
Matteo, Campbell. Again, it's a bit missed time from Arsenal. And a lot of that is down to the Leeds work rate.
Well, they've been asked to play under pressure in that area of the pitch.
Milner to Matteo. Leeds passing it themselves well under pressure. Caldwell a bit lucky, but it was just important that he got a touch before Henry. could have zipped away from him. Dewberry. Well, the game's thick and fast at this stage of the season. Saturday, noon, Sky Sports 2, note, Portsmouth against Manchester United. Sunday, 1:30, Premiership Plus, pay-per-view from the Premier League. Aston Villa against Newcastle, a match with fourth in the Premiership very much in mind. Carlo Touré's 50th appearance of the season. That's the most by any gunner in this campaign. It's been a splendid one for him.
Yeah, and every right to be nominated. The upcoming PFA Awards. Deserves it.
Thierry Henry in the nominations, and maybe the leading nomination for the Players' Player of the Year. Kelly. It's only 18, Miguel Clichy. As we said at the start, he did have some problems against Ronaldo in the FA Cup semi-final. They worked it well against him, Manchester United. But for the most part, in more than 20 appearances now, he has looked the part. And Ashley Cole hasn't been available. Gilberto. Henry, there's no flag. He's in on goal. He finds the goal. Leeds look, but the assistant, Dermot Gallagher, checks as well. But it is 2-0 to Arsenal. And it's tough on Leeds because they were playing well, but as Andy was saying, it just takes the flick of a switch. They're in again. But what about the legitimacy of the goal?
Well, such is a pace of Henry, you always think he's offside. But they just don't get it right. And when you're a defender, and when you're Michael Dewberry, I'm sorry, you cannot do that sort of thing against Thierry Henry. Just run back with him, just defend it properly, make him do something to get a goal. All he's done, Dewberry, is given him a clear running goal. And his team, from being looking good, playing well, being the better team, it's almost gone now, this game for them, isn't it?
26th Premiership goal of the season for the league's leading scorer. Viduka. Here's Hart. Milner. He can hit them with his right foot as well as the more renowned left.
That was a good hit.
But Thierry Henry, when he comes in from the left-hand side, you always seem absolutely certain that he's going to score, and he feels that as well. From the right-hand side, never quite so assured, but he wasn't really challenged enough to find that potential uncertainty exploited. And it was a confident enough finish. The league leaders lead Leeds United by 2-0. Those facts don't really reflect the territorial nature of the game, where Leeds had a very good spell between the two goals.
Well, that's why concentration of defender is, when you're playing well, sometimes the most important thing. You've got two centre-backs in there, and if you're playing well, all you want them to do is defend properly. I'm just afraid Michael Dewberry didn't.
Well, I know what to expect. They've been cut apart in the two games at Ellen Road this season. Maybe the fact that they were playing a little bit more openly further forward and looking a genuine threat for an equaliser just lulled those at the back to moments of mental laxness. Here comes Henry again. Dewberry still being teased rather.
Well, that's what he should have done about 5 minutes ago, Michael Dewberry. When Thierry Henry makes a diagonal run from centre to right, track it. He did it that time. Why not 5 minutes ago? Because 5 minutes ago he did this. No pressure on the ball, Gilberto. There's on restart. Now, when there's no pressure on the ball, you cannot just step out.
And absolutely clearly onside.
Oh, not even close.
That's how, if you're watching Henry via the player cam, you would have seen it.
And the confidence is him now that he's going to cross Dubry because he knows he can't tackle him. Even though he's taken it on his left foot, he's now so confident, Thierry Henry, that he just rolls it under the goalkeeper.
Well, they call Thierry Henry with a lot of superlatives. I'll give you another name for him, Man Friday. In these 4 Friday fixtures, he scored 8 goals. I'd be surprised if he's got more than that on Saturdays in the Premiership. Well, Caldwell having a look round, and the bounce ball sat up nicely. And he steered it back to Robinson. We're moving to James Milner now. Leeds teenager for the player cam. For a Sky Digital viewer. Gilberto. 5 forward for Arsenal here. Bergkamp, of course, is one of them. Plenty back for Leeds. But still, Arsenal looking to pick away through handball. Penalty. Falling apart for Leeds United. They argue the toss with Dermot Gallagher.
Well, the only question is, does the arm go out or does it play just against him? I think he's made a movement towards that a little bit. There's not a lot of pace on this ball from Dennis Bergkamp as he flicks it, but well, the arm seems to come up and go into it. If that was hammered at Dubry, I could understand his frustration. But it certainly would have looked from Dermot Gallagher's view that the arm came out towards the ball.
Here goes Henry. If you need a moment to emphasise the supreme confidence of the Premiership's leading scorer, you've just seen it. Little hug for Jose Antonio Reyes. Maybe there's a story in there. They've talked about taking penalties like that.
There might have been, Mr. Tyler. If we get one, I'm going to just chip it down the middle.
With a 2-goal cushion, he can take that risk. What risk? 3-0.
3-0. Well, it's unreal. Because Eddie Gray and his coaching staff will look at this first half and think, do you know we haven't done badly? And they're sitting 3-0 down.
Here's Pennant. Tripped.
But this is Arsenal. They are, when they get you, when they get at you, if you allow them in at there around the edge of the box and you're not strong there, then they'll punish you. And I said to, well, I hate to say it again, but I always thought that back four could be got at. And if Arsenal got at them, they might creak. And they've certainly done that.
Well, it's sometimes referred to here as the Highbury Library. The fans are quiet, almost spoilt, really, by the glut of golden football they're served up. But they're thrilled here tonight. Well, is this going to be a chance for Ian Hart to make it 4 Highbury games in a row with a goal? It was a chance, but only that.
What'd you do if you're Eddie Gray now, eh? You know, you've got plans. You know, we saw Kevin Blackwell up at St James's when Arsenal played, making his plans, I'm sure, making notes, and then suddenly you haven't done badly, but you're 3-0 down. Goodness.
And goal difference, of course, could be worth another point, but I think it will be a point to Leeds' rivals if that actually is a consideration, because
Leeds, awful, isn't it?
Leeds' goal difference now, what is it, 32, minus 32. Pennant. Smith. Campbell sticks out a leg. Hart. Tough on Leeds. More attempts at goal. More possession.
Who said the game was fair?
Well, I'll add an L to that word fair. Flair. Because that's the difference. Viduka, who's got a bit of it himself. Bergkamp. They could flick that switch again here, Arsenal. Campbell. Picking out Bergkamp. Great tenacity from the teenager. He's got a free kick. That's super effort in the circumstances. Not a thought of hanging the head.
Well, I think what Leeds have got to do, I mean, they've almost got to say, OK, this game's gone. That's what they've got to say, but we're playing for something else here, and that's why they have to. Can't let heads drop. They've got to keep playing. They've got to keep a level of performance up and try and get something back. If it's a goal, even if it was a couple of goals, which was unusual for Arsenal, concede 2 here. I think only Newcastle and Liverpool have scored twice against Arsenal in the league.
Both on Fridays.
Yeah, both on Fridays, yeah. But that's what they need to do for their own good, for the games coming up. Because you don't arrive at Highbury and think, we're going to win this. You might just say, if we got a point, it'd be a great point. And you get up the road and think that was brilliant. But there's other games in the run-in that Leeds are going to have to win.
Milner. Shouldn't forget, Andy, that looking at the league table today, 46 points between these two clubs. So 3 goals between them on the night. Well, maybe we shouldn't be too surprised. We've been stressing all evening. Leeds coming into the fixture on a decent run of form, playing like a team higher in the table.
Yeah, a little bit of skill here. You talked about the showboating. There you go.
Well, you could excuse it at 3-0. It was at 1-0 that they were taking a risk by doing it. Well, I don't know how much of a risk being Arsenal, but Toure. Here's Wiltor. Vieira. Long time since he scored here at Highbury. Well over a year.
Yeah, he's only got the one this season, I think, and a big goal at Wars at Stamford Bridge. But that's a chance for him.
Just there before Bergkamp. It was important for Leeds in that moment, but that was the case. Forward by Campbell, headed on by Pires. Caldwell. He's had more than 30 games for Leeds, Jermaine Pennant. Certainly wouldn't have had that here for Arsenal if he'd stayed in-house. Hart. Viduka. Just over 5 minutes as that scoreboard shows remaining in the first half. Leeds to get to the sanctuary of the dressing room. They want to do that without any further indignities at the back. Ori on yet another hat-trick. Gilberto. Viduka. Arsenal pushed right up, and Sol Campbell won the offside decision he was calling for against Alan Smith. Yes, I know what you were saying earlier, Andy. They've got to Leeds, whatever happens, leave this pitch with their heads held high. It's no disgrace to lose at Highbury.
No, absolutely none.
This time that Gallagher going to get a card out here. Radaby giving an explanation, which I think the referee's accepting.
Well, there's only 3 sides left here without being defeated this season in the league. So that shows you what they're up against. I was lucky not to get booked, but Dermot's Gallagher, fortunately, one of these referees.
It's one of those teams, of course, Harry Redknapp's Portsmouth. We'll be hearing from Harry at half-time, and Lee Dixon as well. Much of Leeds' recent improvement, I'm sure, can be put down to the fact that the club has been re-stabilised financially. Now they must be wishing from the chairman, Gerald Krasner, downwards, that could have happened just a little bit earlier. Free kick to Leeds. Dewberry actually has scored 3 goals in his last 10 Premiership games. Pennant takes it. It will be a corner. With 3 minutes to go to half-time. Unmarked, he's gone across for a short one, but Hart whips it in. Pires powerfully away like a central defender. Now it is Milner crossing early, and Lehmann must have called to Toure to get out of the way. Wiltor. Gilberto making a run through the centre. Bergkamp has not only spotted him, he's found him.
Well, if somebody had said to me, you'll get a bobble on this pitch, I wouldn't have believed him, but I think he did. But what I'm really surprised at is he didn't, having made this wonderful run, is against Radaby, and he might just have pushed it and gone. But he didn't fancy it. And that's gone from goalkeeper to the other end of the pitch within 2 passes.
Smith trying to head it on. I think when the Arsenal players arrived here tonight, Andy, they felt that if they could get an early goal and get at Leeds United, that they could possibly put the game to bed early in the evening.
Well, he's in a wonderful position at half-time, the Arsenal manager, if he wants to make changes, if there are certain players he'd like to just give a rest. And he can do that now at 3-0.
But why? They don't play again till a week on Sunday.
Well, exactly. Well, listen, I don't know why, but it's the way these people think these days.
Pires. I'll give you one reason why he might come off. He has got a sore Achilles tendon. He'll need some rest. I guess that will only come after Euro 2004. There's Pires pushing into Dewberry. It's amazing how straightforward the season is when you go out of the Champions League and go out of the FA Cup. Suddenly Arsenal are looking at a plethora of games. Just now have the league list to check out the dates. Away to Spurs, home to Birmingham, away to Portsmouth. away to Fulham, and then lastly Leicester come here. And we'll be with Arsenal most of those steps along the way, because you cannot underestimate 1 minute of added time what it would be to achieve to go through a Premiership season undefeated. Talk to all sorts of people in the game who are rather hoping that Arsenal do it. There's a piece of history that we may never see again. Here's Wiltor. And Milner again, who doesn't shirk the defensive side of his game.
No, he's done well tonight. Just skip past Ian Hart. That's not great defending if you're a full-back. You're beating that easily. And it's just as well for him that the guy playing in front of him, James Milner, was aware of the danger, snuffed it out.
Perez with the corner. Henry. That's one way to go looking for a hat-trick. Go as far away from goal as you possibly can within shooting range. But it's been a super first half for Arsenal. They haven't had the ball all the time, but they've had the penetration. 2 goals from Henry, the second a penalty. And Robert Pires with a gleaming first goal that got Arsenal in the groove. And the gap between top and near bottom very much exposed here at half-time. 3-0.
Better touch, and Henry scores there. It's poor. Lee Dixon and Harry Redknapp are with us. We'll get their thoughts when we come back. What does he do? 3-0 down. What do you do to stop Arsenal? Reaction comes next. Spanish football this weekend looks like this. Tomorrow on Sky Sports Extra, 8:30, it's the Madrid derby. They can go against Real, who are now 2 points off the pace. Sunday at 8, it's Barcelona against Malaga. Sky Sports 1. The surfer that is Lee Dixon and Harry Redknapp are our guests here tonight.
Out of order.
And Harry's getting a bit of stick from those Leeds fans out there, suggesting that Pompey may be going down. Well, maybe not, Harry, maybe not. I mean, as one who's suffered at the hands of Arsenal in the FA Cup this year, what do you do about them on a night
Difficult.
like
I
this?
mean, Leeds have played well. You know, they've had a lot of the game, and suddenly, you know, they've not defended well in a couple of situations. It's cost them dearly. You know, they've looked to step up and play offside, and no pressure on the ball, and they've got such good movement. Arsenal, they're gonna do you. It's not you can't be doing that. Other than that, going forward, they've played and they've passed it well, Leeds. But they hit you on the break, Arsenal, and that's the difference.
Movement and touch, Lee, isn't it? I mean, Andy made the point. How many players in here with just one touch, including the goal scorer?
I think the key to this is you cannot give Dennis time on the ball and try to play your back line high up. He's got the ball here, a little bit of space, and they're just holding a line, and they'll cut you to pieces all day long. And it's just a bit too high, the back four. As soon as you see Dennis getting the ball there, it's just drop off, and what a finish. I mean, 18 goals he scored this season. He's got to be close to Thierry for Player of the Year, I think.
Well, there's a few candidates, isn't there?
Yeah. But
I mean, that's breathtaking, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely fabulous football.
if you're scoring 18 goals from midfield, then what a bonus that is for a manager.
But in fairness to Leeds, I mean, the goal aside, it wasn't about 20-25 minutes, was it? But the next time Arsenal attacked,
they scored again. Yeah, you're sitting there, you think Leeds could get a goal and get back in this game because they'd had a good spell of 20 minutes. You take 20 minutes, most of the possession, and then suddenly they look to step up again.
But you don't do that there, do you?
Can't do it,
Time on the ball again. The players got time on the ball and they're trying to hold the line.
But it's still a great finish.
Oh.
You know, he's cut across the defender, took him out of the game.
I think his little look here, when he looks to see Dubry coming back at him, just has a little look up there, and cuts right across his path.
Fantastic finish.
He's awesome, isn't he?
Through the legs.
He's just got them little trousers on underneath, so he must be feeling his hamstring as well, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't go off in the second half, after he's got his hat-trick, that is.
Did the referee have an option but to give a penalty?
No, it's, I feel sorry for Michael here, because I think he's just been out Burkamped here, a little flick up, and it's a penalty.
Yeah.
Dennis knew it was a penalty. Watch his reaction here. He just forgets the ball.
We saw him go and celebrate Thierry Henry with Reyes. Now the story apparently is that they have been taking 3 or 4 stay back after training and take penalties, tell the keeper what they're doing and apparently still score. Well, fresh from the training ground, that is impudent, is it not? Bucanio's the only other guy I've really seen do that. I've seen him do it 3 or 4 times, but fantastic penalty.
Just a player playing it with supreme confidence, like the whole team is. And when you can score goals like that from a penalty spot with so much confidence, it's your season.
It's an exhibition to some degree, and Arsenal are providing it. What can Leeds do, if anything? We'll find out when we come back. At this stage of the season, tomorrow the spotlight turns on Portsmouth. It's their turn against Manchester United. It's a 12 o'clock start on Sky Sports 2. Sunday at 1:30, Aston Villa meet Newcastle. Channel 433 for details of how to order that. It's a pay-per-view game. And Sunday at 3, from the First Division, it's Sunderland and West Ham, live on Sky Sports 1. Here, the Gunners are cruising. Pires got the first in the 6th minute. Henry the second in the 27th. And then straight from the training ground, after Michael Dubry had given away the penalty, take that. 3-0. Dennis Bergkamp is player cam for the first 10-15 minutes of this second half. That's for Sky Digital viewers, of course. Push the red button and follow the instructions. Let's rejoin our match commentators, Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Just a few seconds before the restart, just to keep abreast with Thierry Henry's statistics for this season. He's got 36 goals now, 27 of them in the Premiership, and he's reached 148 in his Arsenal career. What price? 150 tonight. Arsenal with the 3 points surely in the bag. Viduka. She cut it out, then Dubry. Clichy again.
You almost think the second half depends on what Arsenal want out of it. They must feel the game's won. I agree with you there. Just how much do they want to put into it?
Clip around the Achilles tendon. That'll be on Henry. I just wonder what Sven-Göran Eriksson is making of this. Pires and Henry. France for England.
Vieira.
Yeah.
Woltord out the squad, is he?
Well, he's been out of the back because he hasn't been playing, but I guess he'll be hoping that he can make a late show for it. Good second half here will help him.
Yeah.
Gilberto. Vieira. Seemed a very unsettled character before he got the injury, back end of last year. But, they say at Highbury he wants to stay in the fold. It's whether Arsenal will meet his financial wishes. There is Wiltor. For Clichy. Perez far post, wasn't quite deep enough for him. Helped forward by Radebe. Kelly. Pennant just stole a march on Clichy for a moment. And then turned the young Frenchman. Backed up by Gary Kelly. Milner. I think it's too high for him.
Again, decent movement. He's got a problem there, it looked like. Is it a shoulder? Stretching for it. Landed awkwardly, but that was a decent move again from Leeds.
loan has been extended and extended throughout the season from the original term. They've obviously been pleased with him, but Arsenal would like him back for next season. A bit different to Francis Jeffers' experience with Everton.
This is decent. Again, it's a good ball from Gary Kelly. And this is a good little match-up between these two. We've talked about it. Thought he might have played it in then when he had a chance, but they waited, let a couple of more come in, and it's just overhit. That's the only thing wrong with the cross. And then there's where he goes down, lands on the shoulder. And it's that right shoulder just there, just extended a bit under pressure.
Martin Keown, Lee Dixon mentioned at the start of the programme, Martin Keown with only 6 Premiership appearances this season might be wondering whether number 7 might be in the offing. Wanting a championship medal. He's certainly eagerly up and limbering up. Bergkamp, Gilberto. For Henry's definitely onside. He's in for number 3. Another Henry hat-trick. He blows teams away. Arsenal take your breath away. They lead Leeds by 4 goals to 0.
Well, read him and weep. It's just unbelievable at times. Defending on the edge of their own box. Yeah. And there's just nothing anyone can do. No one can keep up with them. They don't know whether to stand up. They don't know whether to drop back. Whatever decision they've made tonight, Leeds, hasn't been the right one, but I don't think there's a lot they could do about that. As long as Gilberto released the ball at the right time, then Henry was through and goal. Gilberto did. He was. The result is there. Fantastic hat-trick.
Well, he is Man Friday, isn't he? 3 against Liverpool a week ago. 3 here against Leeds United tonight. 1 for the 150 now in Arsenal's colours in only just over 250 appearances. Back goes Lehman Milner. Might have taken his eye off it right at the end, or whether it was just drifting out and there wasn't an angle for him. But they're paying homage here to Thierry Henry.
He's special. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Absolutely special.
Matteo. Now Smith. What can Leeds United do?
About this?
Not in terms of the result, but just in terms of reining Arsenal in, because here's Wiltor. Well, he's getting better and closer, and it's been a lengthy absence. When one goes in, maybe he'll start totting up the goals again.
Well, it doesn't matter who goes through. They're just picking massive big holes now. And having opened himself up like that and just come in behind Michael Dubry, I fully expected him to find the corner. But Paul Robinson's given it up, I think.
Yeah, the teams that have done well against Arsenal recently have congested midfield.
Yeah.
Sometimes gone in with just 1 attacker and 5 across midfield. Defended deep. Stopped the sort of space that we've seen so many times to Leeds' cost tonight. But of course you can't blame Eddie Gray. He wants Smith and Viduka in his team. They're strong players, the strongest players, some would argue, for Leeds United. So it's left space elsewhere, and Arsenal have just ripped into that space and ripped Leeds United apart.
Well, it's been Leeds' problem. There's 68 goals conceded in the league already this season.
So Thierry Henry's 5th Arsenal hat-trick. I don't recall him turning those previous 3s into 4s. Lauren seems okay. Clichy.
This might be painful for Leeds now. Gaps appearing. Everyone wants on the ball who's wearing a red shirt.
Well, it's a treat unless you happen to be following Leeds United. Gilberto. Lauren. Oh, he tried to tuck it to a runner coming infield. It was Lauren who wanted to join in again. There'll be envious looks again from the big clubs around the continent towards Thierry Henry, but he continues to stress he's very, very happy here in London with Arsenal. He's got the prospect of a new stadium to come, which will only increase the stature of the only London club to win the championship since 1961, when Tottenham did a double pennant. Now Perez. Matteo goes to get it back, and it's a case of professional pride for Leeds United. Smith. Kelly. Alongside Alan Smith, and Mark Viduka is caught by the last touch offside.
Yeah, it's a touch off Alan Smith's head. It must be. It's not the cross, it's that little touch there. But I'll tell you what, I'm not so sure he is.
Caldwell. Oh, it's Matteo only to Perez. Tried to win it back. Henry. Well, he went through virtually the entire Liverpool team, but the attempt to take on most of Leeds United then faltered. Kelly. Smith looking for Milner, but Lauren well placed. Henry. There goes Bergkamp. Caldwell trying to get to him. Be 35 shortly, Dennis Bergkamp. But he feels, I think, there's another season in him.
Well, I'm sure there will be. I would be surprised if he doesn't get it, Mark. A lot will depend, I guess, on what happens with Sylvain Wiltord in that respect. I mean, Reyes, they will try and, I'm sure, still feel into the Premiership. Still a young man.
Flags up against Viduka again. Here comes another helping of Thierry Henry as we look back at the hat-trick goal.
Well, looking that high up the pitch, and he's going in behind you onto the perfect ball. It's his favourite side. Coming in from the leftish onto his right side, open himself up. How often have we seen that ball nestle in that corner? One of these days he's going to fool us and he's going to go the other side.
But again, rather like Perez, taking it early-ish.
Yeah.
Not getting close enough to be in real confrontation with the once more totally exposed Paul Robinson, who might be playing, of course, in North London next season. We wait to see what happens with that deal with Spurs, which was set up, and then the Premier League weren't disposed to allow it to go through during the January transfer window. Toure in swashbuckling style. Henry. There you are.
I think they're enjoying that Highbury tonight, don't you?
Gilberto. Don't usually get the Olays this early in a Premiership game, even when Arsenal are on song, and that's often enough. Dewberry. They need to keep it for a bit longer than that, Leeds, if they can. He's found an angle for Clichy. Making sure that Clichy doesn't get away. So for Jermaine Pennant, you'll be thinking perhaps deep down, I'd like to be back on the other side of this particular divide.
He will be tonight, that's for sure. But he's had invaluable experience, I think, as far as Arsenal are concerned in the long run this season.
Pires.
Training session now. Just keep ball. Just pass and move. Give another angle. How many passes can you get?
Yeah.
You often do that in training.
Yeah, 10 passes equals a goal.
Yeah.
On from Henri Bergkamp. Flag went up.
Did go up.
Kerry Richards, arm outstretched. Past the 350 mark for Arsenal in terms of appearances when he came on at St James's Park. Probably been more involved this season than Arsene Wenger might have anticipated at the outset. Smith. Looking left of Vieira, but Pires in the centre. Wiltor, Henri. Bergkamp down the right. Wiltor in the middle. Can he reach it? Oh, Robinson gets the gloves there before the boots of Sylvain Wiltor.
Well, some of the attacking football is just so expressive. Just wonderful to watch. A little run near post might well have been the one. Must be great to play in that side.
Radebe fought Vieira then. Here's Pennant. Even at Old Trafford and at Stamford Bridge, you won't find any voices, I think, within the playing side of the clubs to question Arsenal's right to be champions in the Barclaycard Premiership this season.
I think that's fair.
There is admiration. There might not always be affection, but there is admiration. Smith crosses. Bergkamp switches to Alan Smith, whose head will not drop and whose effort will continue even in adversity, right to the final whistle for his beloved Leeds United. Pires slips Matteo, runs at Caldwell. Henri. England fans will be wishing that Arsenal had more games this season to tire Henri and Pires and Vieira out.
Well, we're past the hour mark, and a little surprised Arsene Wenger hasn't thought to make any changes. One or two warming up, most of them warming up.
Smith. Right a bit. He was rather played into trouble. Bergkamp. Pires. Clichy coming inside of Kelly. Just near a little too much. And Pennant with Clichy out of position, but Pires is there to help him out with a tremendous tackle. Wiltor. Henri for Wiltor, blocked by Caldwell. Sylvain Wiltor thought it was handball, but Dermot Gallagher had a good angle on it and said no. Smith trying to catch Arsenal, lacking a bit of concentration at the back, but the application was there. Sol Campbell complaining about Smith. They seem to go in for the ball, but Gilberto hurt in that.
Well, he certainly goes into the tackle. You can see quite clearly he doesn't get much of the ball. Not a great tackle from Alan Smith there.
Well, he'll be one of the English players under the gaze of Sven-Göran Eriksson, of course, who met the England fans yesterday. Try and get the gospel across about the behaviour in the Euro 2004. This is the Henry masterclass.
All he's showing here is the supreme confidence of one or two, might argue, but certainly the tag of the world's best striker at the moment.
Well, when those nominations for the Players' Player of the Year came out yesterday, Henry, I think in the eyes of most fans, and of course it's the players that have voted for it, would be the one expected to get the accolade. And he's just emphasised that support here tonight. Plenty of Premiership plaudits. The desolation of that Tuesday night against Chelsea in the Champions League, the semi-final of the FA Cup at Villa Park, Manchester United's lucky ground again. But in this competition, Arsenal and Henry supreme.
Well, fantastic noise around Highbury all evening. Arsenal fans have been loving this. From Perez's goal early in the match, the noise has been constant and loud.
Viduka. Rather be grateful to get in the way that time, otherwise they might have been exposed again. Being lured well forward, the Leeds back line. Plenty of green grass behind them for Arsenal to use, to run the ball into. Like this, like this. Electrifying, electrifying. It's four for the foremost striker, Arsenal's Thierry Henry.
I've seen most things in this league in the last 25 years. I haven't seen anything like him. I said he was special at the beginning of the game. He's more than that. He's irreplaceable. Just watch this. Switch it on and he's away. And there is absolutely nothing that anyone can do about it. Take a bow, son. This is breathtaking. Look, admire, watch and learn.
He has swept from 146 to 150 Arsenal goals in one fantastic Friday evening. From France, happily in England. Look at that. Look at him. Superlative striking, and it's Arsenal 5, Leeds United 0, by the way.
Well, four times Paul Robinson's had to face one-on-one situations. I feel for him. 4 times he's been beaten.
Well, they can take him off now.
Why? You asked the question earlier. Why? Why would he want to? He's playing within himself. Just the odd little spot every now and again.
What are we looking at now, history-wise? Andy Cole, 5 goals in a Premiership game. Alan Shearer, 5 goals in a Premiership game. It's a sort of footballing equivalent of Brian Lara the other day.
Well, they are going to make a change. I think it's Edu over the far side who's getting ready to come on. But maybe, we'll see if it's Gilberto, maybe something to do with the ankle.
Yep. Edu, who was chuntering on about maybe qualifying for England, and that word reached Brazil. And he's been called into a Brazilian international squad, where, of course, Gilberto has been a regular. Arsenal fans know all about that potential international honour for one of the few uncapped players on Arsene Wenger's roster. That may soon change. Yeah, actually, Carlos Alberto Pereira, the Brazilian coach, Edu is a typical Pereira player. So he's got, I think, his best chance, while the current coach has another tilt at the job. It's not his first. He, of course, was the World Cup winning coach in '94.
Who's man of the match, you think?
Shall we have a poll? Well, maybe in years to come, some of these Leeds players will say, well, actually, I was on the pitch when Henry did that. And take some pride in it. It's very, very difficult for them at the moment. They've done their level best to stay focused. They're looking for some scraps of comfort here. Ian Hart might be just trying to outwit Jens Lehmann. Who leaves it? Pennant takes. It's another one that I'm sure the coaches have worked tirelessly on, and is well, only a couple of millimetres from being a genuinely free header at goal for Milner from a fair way out. Maybe a header across goal that would have got a finishing touch from someone like Viduka. He's headed off here. Edu.
Who's the French coach?
Jacques Santini.
Do you think he might be saying, get him off? What are you doing now, say?
He'll be just saying, don't peak too soon, Thierry. Reyes still got the tracksuit top on. Ray, Parla. Arsenal fans will be pleased to see him back. It's been a couple of months since he got damaged here in the FA Cup win over Chelsea. They've missed him, actually. They've had to use Gilberto from time to time wide right, which hasn't looked his forte. Nick Barmby. It's a rare outing in the Premiership for Leeds United this season. Lucas Radaby goes somewhat reluctantly. He's not one to quit a fight. He's had a go in that central midfield role, which I don't think he would have expected to have played again in his career. He's done it twice in 3 days, just past his 35th birthday. Nick Barmby's spell at Spurs being recognised, I think, by the welcome that he's getting. Different in tone now for the thank you to Robert Pires, who got the ball rolling for Arsenal tonight before Thierry Henry totally took over. Welcome back to Parla. And Dennis Bergkamp departs. So Henry stays.
Yeah, well, that makes sense. I mean, you would imagine in the future it's going to be Reyes and Henry we are going to be watching. Pretty much as a partnership, it gives them another little spell of being on the pitch with Thierry Henry, finding out a bit more about him.
Arsenal have made their 3 alterations. Mattia. Barmby. Now Wiltor. Henry, meanwhile, is surveying all this from the centre circle, from a stationary position.
Does that a lot, doesn't he? So when he gets his rest period, then suddenly
the surge is on. He was looking for Reyes. And obviously become good friends. He apologises to the young Spaniard for not putting him in. He's, of course, still looking for his first Premiership goal. Jose Antonio Reyes. Wiltor. Clichy. Henry again. Another target within reach for Henry. Of course, his 30 Premiership goals for the season. It's always a benchmark of excellence in the Strikers' Union. The main pennant does somewhat grudgingly say sorry. He's found Henry for a free kick, and Henry himself is eyeing up now. Robinson with the air of a goalkeeper who's expecting a shot. And
shot it was.
It was.
Not bad effort. Well, this is it. I mean, that's what he's all about. Look at him standing on the halfway line, and then in a matter of seconds he's through the heart of you. And not only that, even as he's falling, he's still got enough about him as he goes to ground to control the shot past the goalkeeper into his favourite corner.
Well, keeping up with the facts of Henry is as difficult as it is for the defenders keeping up with his run. Just want to tell you, 29 Premiership goals this season, 38 his season's tally in all competitions. And as you've seen on your screen with that earlier graphic, 150 Arsenal goals. It's his 251st game. Dubry. Kelly. Pennant. Edu read the direction of Pennant's approach. Maybe that's come from past experience on the training ground. Needed a bit of thinking then. If he hadn't reacted as quickly as that, Pennant would have sped past him, and Leeds might have had a chance. They've got a corner which they've taken short. Kelly crosses. Put away by Parlour. Viduka. And Barmby had a swing at it. Corner.
Well, if anyone ever doubted it before this evening, I think all Arsenal have done tonight is just prove what they are. The best team in the country.
Milner. Viduka. Smashed away by Toure. It's a bit more than that, actually. It was a pass that Reyes Probably would have controlled better had he been on a bit longer.
He's just given it away 2 or 3 times for years, hasn't he, since he's come on? But it must be a nightmare to come on to a game like this and just pick up the pace of it right away.
I'll tell you what's worse, coming on for Leeds.
Yeah, Nicky Bambi, you mean?
Yeah. Saturday at noon, Sky Sports 2, Portsmouth against Manchester United. And on Sunday, Aston Villa against Newcastle for that 4th spot. Remember, they're both contenders, and they're not the only ones. Premiership Plus, channel 433. Kelly. Oh, that's a bit short, and almost a similar scenario that Mark Viduka worked to his advantage up at Ellen Road against Jens Lehmann in the FA Cup back in January. And scored charging down a clearance. Viduka again. Comes out to Matteo. Barmby's touch. Milner. It's been a strange season for Nicky Barmby. Had a spell on loan at Nottingham Forest. Didn't quite work out as he would have wanted in the end. But for much of his time at Ellen Road, seemingly surplus to requirements. From Lehmann to Wiltor. Reyes roaring through the middle. He's had to check to stay onside. Wiltor stays on his feet. Reyes deflected off Caldwell. And Henry wasn't involved.
He just took a rest. He had a little look at it, Thierry Henry, and he thought, I'll just let him get on with it. He's on the left-hand side of the pitch. You see him just wander out of picture there. And then he thought, I'm too far back now. I'll just let the rest get on with it.
But he is going to take the corner at the end of all this. Treated like the messiah that he is for Arsenal fans over there. Campbell, who surprisingly, for one who can be so commanding in opposing penalty areas, has only scored once this season, and that was back in August.
Yeah, they don't play an awful lot in there for him. I mean, the occasional corner comes in.
Ten minutes to go on a treat of a night for followers of Arsenal and lovers generally of the beautiful game. Reyes. Henry. He's missed, and
Get him
that's
off.
extraordinary.
Oh, they can't. They've used all the subs.
Well, they can, but
Yeah. And the thing about substitutions, I mean, that's why the game hasn't just drifted away, Martin, for Arsenal, because people like Reyes who have come on, and Parler and Edu all want something, all want a bit of it, and that's why Reyes has kept the tempo at the top end of the pitch going, because he desperately wants to get his first Premiership goal. He knows there's a chance tonight that even in the short time he's on, he might just get a chance or two.
5 times on target, 5 goals. It's been a strange night for Paul Robinson.
Yeah.
Fine young goalkeeper. Will Reyes chasing his first Premiership goal here. Dubry able to get across. Mark Viduka's limping. Now, of course, he's suspended for the next match. Huge match against Portsmouth, but don't want any muscle strains from the Australian, who can still be crucial after that to Leeds' his chances of avoiding relegation. Last went down in 1982. Kelly. got to get Viduka off. He's been replaced by Simon Johnson, who actually came on at 2-2 in this fixture last season, was on the pitch when Viduka scored that glorious winner. It's been a very different visit to Highbury tonight for Leeds United. Smith. Oh, rather caught out of position. Torres got to go across. Smith tries to get it across. Edu. Pumped across to Parla. Vieira. Edu. Parla. Reyes going near post, flicked away by Barmby, rather expansively. Walter just beaten to it. Well, given what's happened on Fridays this season, Arsenal might be asking for more games on this day of the week. From Good Friday to Great Friday for Thierry Henry. You're too young to remember it. It was a song in the 60s called Friday on My Mind. It started going to have fun in the city. That was the first line, and talk about having fun in this city. Arsenal. I promise I'm not going to sing it, Andy.
Why not? It's rap.
Edu. Here's Reyes. Might not be settling for 5. Wiltor. Inside the last 5 minutes, Leeds have been mightily relieved about that, the punishing experience here.
I just watched Thierry Henry there, Martin. And, you know, if everyone thinks he's satisfied with his 4 goals, he must know there's something special in getting the 5, because when Parla played that ball to Reyes and the move just fizzled out, Henry had made that diagonal run out towards it, and he's not. He's still looking at Parla as if to say, why didn't you just play me in there? I was in one-on-one. I'm looking for my 5th measure of the man.
Reyes. It still could happen. Don't switch off. Henry won't. Oh, some nice footwork from Alan Smith. Simon Johnson has been scoring plenty of goals in the Leeds reserve team. Hart. Mattia. Smith. Clipped by Vieira. Good run by Dominic Matteo. He gets the corner for his trouble. Milner to take the corner. Pennant comes out for the short one. Van Wiltor on defensive duty. Reyes. Here's Edu. Looking for Reyes. One-touch stuff again.
Ever had the power in it. I'm a little bit surprised he took it that early. Or maybe he felt he was going to be crowded out, wouldn't get the touch on it.
Well, credit to Simon Johnson. He went for a trial of strength there with Sol Campbell. And got the free kick. Matteo Smith pennant there, but Ian Hart is rather trudged forward. if you want me,
I'm here.
I am here. It's within his range. Pennant would love to get a Highbury goal, even in these circumstances. A discussion with Ian Hart, who's very much a senior figure. But he allows Pennant to have a crack. It beat Lehmann.
Well, I'm not so sure where that went, round the wall, through the wall. It's certainly got no height in it. He ends up scrambling after this. It's round the wall. Decent effort. Questions might have been asked, had that beaten the goalkeeper? Who pretty much had a good sight at that.
Edu. Oh, he wants it played early. Could have come earlier. But here he is. And Dubry flicked it away from him. Barnby on the ball. Milner started to go and then checked.
Well, only 2 more minutes for Leeds. And the pain's over.
And on the bus home, they'll be saying, well, we hit the top team on top form, certainly the top striker at the peak of his game.
That's just what it might do in the next 4 or 5 games, well, next 4 games that they've got. That's what will worry Eddie Gray and his staff.
Barnby. Well, obviously they'll be saying, forget about it, and let's go back to what we've been doing against lesser opposition. Huge game against Portsmouth. Edu. Added time. Henri. Perez on his weaker side, but he switched it to his stronger side. And smothered by Robinson, and Henri could come onto it himself, could it?
He should have done. I mean, that's what Henri wants. He doesn't say anything because he knows he's looking for his goal, but if he just rolls this now, a little toe poke, look at Henri. He's getting goal number 5.
Well, it would be easy just to sum it up. 1 win nearer the title for Arsenal, 1 defeat closer to Division 1 for Leeds United, but it has been much, much more than that. It has been a 90-minute cameo of what Thierry Henry is all about. The first Arsenal player to score 4 goals in a Premiership game. A tour de force from the Frenchman. And very sporting touch from Alan Smith. Leeds know that at close quarters they've seen something very, very special indeed. The facts are that Arsenal now need 2 wins from 5 to ensure that the title returns to Highbury. It will only be justice to this fella when that happens, and that is only if Chelsea or Manchester United win all their remaining games. It could happen quicker than that, of course. But all around Highbury, they stand to acclaim Thierry Henry. 4 goals of a 5-0 win over Leeds United for the champions-elect Arsenal.
Champagne's on ice. Arsenal take another step closer. 81 points now, the return from their 33 played. As Martin said, 2 wins from 5 will do it. Might not be needed for 2 wins, depends what's happening elsewhere. And for Leeds United, well, they've now played at least 1 more than most of them, 2 more than Portsmouth, and they stay in the drop zone where they have been since October. Lee Dixon and Harry Redknapp are with us. We'll get their thoughts when we come back. We'll also be hearing from the man of the match. Wonder who that is. Thierry Henry with 4 tonight as Arsenal beat Leeds by 5 goals to 0. Midday tomorrow, Portsmouth play Manchester United. It's live on Sky Sports 2. 8:30 tomorrow night from Madrid. It's Atletico against Real. That's on Sky Sports Extra. Sunday at 1:30, it's a pay-per-view offering. Villa meet Newcastle, channel 433 for details. 3 o'clock, Sunderland play West Brom. I may have said West Ham earlier. They play Coventry tomorrow. It's West Brom. 3 o'clock, Sky Sports 1 on Sunday. 8 in the evening, it's Barcelona against Malaga. Barcelona pushing hard, of course, for a Champions League place. They still sit 4th in La Liga. Man of the match is with Claire Tomlinson.
Thierry, that was some performance, but how would you describe it?
I just don't know. I don't think I can realize at the moment. But like I always say, you know, the boys played some great ball for me. So and the other one was a penalty. You still have to put them in. But you know, it's always a pleasure when you play with a quality player alongside you.
You got 4. It could have been 5. Which one did you enjoy the most?
All of them. It's always nice when you score a goal. You know. I always said the penalty because before the game, Jose said to me that if I have a penalty to chip it, so I said to him I will do it, and that's what I've done. So that's why I went to see him on the squad.
Have you been having competitions with him about penalties after training?
No. It's just like that. He said to me, if you have one, try it.
So you enjoy taking those penalties when you don't win them?
No, it's just, I don't know, you know, it's a bit strange. I don't even realize what happened today, to be honest. So, you know, the most important thing is we won. And to be fair, at the beginning, Leeds, in the first 20 minutes, we were playing better than us. So it wasn't an easy game. At the end of the day, I know it's a 5-0 at the end, but it's a bit harsh for them because they came here, they tried to play. And, you know, you have to give them credit for that, sorry.
Is this the best form of your career?
Well, I don't know. And I don't want to know.
What do you put it down to, the way you're playing at the moment?
Commitment and desire, you know, that's the main thing. I always say that if you have ability and quality, it doesn't matter, you know. I saw a lot of players with quality and ability, but as long as you have the desire and the commitment, you know, then after you can express yourself.
Can Arsenal go unbeaten until the end of the season?
Well, I don't know. I just don't know. We're going to try to, but you know, there is some team out there, you know, who would like to put us on their board. So I just don't know. You know, we're just trying to play game by game and see what's going on.
When will it all sink in for you?
Sorry?
When will it all sink in? You look a bit shell-shocked.
I don't know, you know, that's just me. I don't like to realize things, you know. I just like to play football. That's the most important thing for me.
You're the Barclaycard Man of the Match, unsurprisingly. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Well done.
Absolutely top class, different class, Thierry Henry. What was it when he came that most of you, and I think it's the case, most of you thought he's going to be different?
Well, he was quite quiet when he came as a person, and he was sort of failed winger, if you like, and straight away the boss said he was going to play up front, and he made a lot of chances early doors in his career here, but he didn't put them away. But in training, you could see that he had something special even then, and it was just a matter of when he started scoring, and since he started, he's not stopped, has he?
No.
I'm speechless. That performance was one of the best I've seen, and he wasn't in the game all that much. That's the thing. And when he had 5 shots at goal and scored 4 goals, he's a phenomenon. He's unbelievable.
I mean, do we accept now, Harry, that the guy is unstoppable? Do you plan to play against him?
You can't do nothing with him. He's got to be the best player in the world at the moment. There can't be anybody playing better than him. You know, I know Zidane's a fantastic talent, but this fella's, he's frightening. He's a different level completely.
First goal came after 27 minutes. Pires had already scored by this time, and Arsenal hadn't had a kick, in fairness, between the first and second goal. And then all of a sudden, Michael Dubry steps out. Thierry Henry's in behind him. Even then, he's not going to panic, is he?
No, I've never seen him panic in front of goal ever. And he does miss his fair share. You know, sometimes he has games where he misses chances, but when he's on this form with this confidence, and I think he mentioned today about the players around him putting balls through for him like that, he's going to score all day long.
So that was 2-0. Then came a penalty before half-time. Dennis Bergkamp had decided it was going to be given. I don't think too many had any doubts, did they?
Dennis, he does this all day in training. He talks to the ball. I feel sorry for Michael. He's just been caught out a little bit outskilled, really.
Very clever, Harry, but is it a little disrespectful?
No, it's a great penalty. I mean, as I said at half-time, Di Canio does it. You know, keepers dive. They dive early, they take a chance, they go one way, you put it straight down the middle, the chances are not many of them are going to stand up and take the chance of you doing that. So, no, it was great skill. We want to see great skill.
I remember Gordon Strachan doing it against us years ago. You know, and he just stood up and did it when it was 0-0 at Ellen Road. And it's about getting the ball in the net from the spot. And a lot of good penalties are taken and saved, and I think they're unsavable. I
remember seeing Eric Cantona do it when playing for Manchester United at Rangers, and he missed. He put it on top of the net.
Gary Lineker, when he was going to break Bobby Robson's record.
He didn't break the record, did he?
No.
So sometimes it can rebound against you. But the hat-trick was, well, I mean, you like odds, Harry. What would you give him?
Well, you could see it coming for sure, but once he's on the run, he's just, you know, you just always know he's going to score. It's a fantastic finish. You know, the keeper's on his way out. He's played it early. Just opens his body up on his right foot. Look, you know.
I mean, it's gone middle of the goal. You can always pick holes, can't you, in goals from a defensive point of view. But
he's taking it really early. I think that's the key.
Yeah.
And the keeper's coming out.
The keeper's not set himself.
When you're running like that, you can't, as you said, you can't set yourself. You're running out. You can't dive really. I thought he was at fault when I first saw it, but seeing it there, you can't really put any fault to anybody. But just brilliant football.
And then the fourth. It was 14-1, incidentally, for a hat-trick. Pre-match. This is the fourth. Which should have been a penalty, actually, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
In fact, Barry Knight might have called it back, Harry.
He might well have given a penalty. Oops. Disallowed the goal, and
I think that you just see his athleticism here. When he's starting to go down, most players would have just been able to fall down and that'd have been it. But he's so aware of where the ball is. Just gets it out of his feet and
just incredible finish. You know, as you say, he's on his way down, look, and he's still managed to open up his right foot and guide it past the keeper.
He's ahead of the ball. Everything's ahead of the ball except his right foot. I mean, how can he do that?
He's just got everything.
He's great.
It's just unbelievable, isn't
it?
You can't. There's not enough words to describe the performance that he puts on week in, week out, and he's playing in a superb team as well. And I'm not biased. They are great.
Yeah, they are a great side, no doubt. I mean, they can do that. Leeds today, they've given their best. You know, we got beat 5 by them at Portsmouth, and they absolutely murdered us like that. They can do it to you. Catch them on the wrong day, you're in trouble.
He's edging towards becoming Arsenal's top goal scorer. He's got more now than John Radford. One more than John Radford, and there's plenty of time to go. Closing on Cliff Bastin and Ian Wright, who is the record goal scorer here with 185. And Wrighty was quicker to 150. Took him just 227 games. That's phenomenal. 150 and 251 for Thierry Henry. 4 more tonight. And as we said right at the start, it's a formality. It's only where, isn't it, that Arsenal will win this title?
Yeah, it is. I think before the game tonight that they'd won it with Chelsea slipping up last week, and it's just a matter of choosing where to win it. I think they'd like to win it at Tottenham, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it might be the game after that. But they deserve it. They've had a tremendous season, and we went 91 only losing 1 game, and I think this team's going to go one better, and I'd like to see them go the whole season because they deserve to be up there with the best teams around.
We forget that we haven't yet seen the first goal, which was special. 6 minutes have been played when Robert Pires did this. I think 6 seconds from back to front. Bergkamp involved twice, Harry, and one touch football, one touch there, here, there.
And the movement, little third man run.
One touch finish as well.
Great finish.
It's got to be goal of the season, hasn't it?
I was going to say, what was the best on the night?
I think it's got to be this one. You can't give Dennis any space like that at all, and he's one of the best finishers in the club, Robert, which is, his 18 goals this season proves that.
You know, they're going to win the championship in a season when there's every chance an English club could win the Champions League. In Chelsea, we've got semi-finalists, we've got Man United in the league as well. So it shows you just how good they are. They're so special.
That's what I said to Lee a little earlier, Harry, when you weren't with us. I just wonder how many Arsenal fans would give up the championship in order to have won the Champions League this season.
Well, I thought they'd win it. I fancied them strongly this year. I thought it was going to be their year, but I don't know. You still. I mean, these knows he's won championships. It must be fantastic to win a championship. It'd be great to win the Champions League. Eventually, they will do that, I'm sure.
I got nowhere near the Champions League, so I can't really comment on that. But yeah, I think this year they perhaps would have swapped it. And as Harry said, I thought they were going to do it, but I think it's there for Chelsea to take now.
Let's hear from Arsene Wenger with Claire Tomlinson.
Arsene, your team looked like they meant business from the first minute. Was there an extra determination because Leeds were the last team to beat you?
Well, I just think we wanted, of course, to win the game because we know Highbury's form will be vital for the championship, and they closed us down and made it difficult for us, but they played high up, and of course when we could come out we are always dangerous on the breaks.
Just the 4 for Thierry Henry. Is he the best player in the world?
Well, I think we have said so much about him that it's very difficult to add something more. Of course, up front, I think he's certainly in the top 3 in the world, and everybody knows it. But it's better than talking about him. I think it's better watching it, because you get much more out of it.
Do you still enjoy watching him? What do you feel when you watch him play?
Well, I feel that when the team is on the same wavelengths, and with his power and the pace, of course, and his dribbling skills, it's always enjoyable to watch. But we have as well many players who can put him through in the team. And for example, tonight you have Gilberto, gave him 2, who is a defensive midfielder, and he plays with players of quality around him, and they find him well as well.
Must have been tempting to want to take him off, but I guess you didn't dare, did you, with him having 4?
Well, I think when the player is on the scoring, he goes for a goal scorer as well. You know, it's sometimes when you can get the goals, it's difficult. But we have many strikers as well who want to score their goals, so it's sometimes difficult decisions.
Watching you on the touchline, even in the first half at 3-0 up, you didn't look relaxed. You looked very uncomfortable. Is it impossible for you to relax?
No, but you want to play the game played well, and I felt sometimes that we played the ball backwards when you could play it forwards, and of course you want the team always to be on the perfect game, and that's not always possible, and they are right, they are great lads, and maybe sometimes I'm too demanding.
Have they ever been perfect for you?
Yes, you go through patches in the game. Every manager would say that you feel that the game is 1 or 2 minutes, but it's difficult to keep it for 90 minutes.
And just the small matter of the derby coming up next.
Yes, we have a good rest now. I think we need it, and we deserve it as well. And then, of course, we have another big game at Tottenham.
Thank you, Arsene.
Thank you.
So he's smiling. Where's the pressure, top or bottom?
Bottom, definitely. He's got no pressure with them players. That must be fantastic. You know.
He's aiming for perfection. Tomorrow, what do you want against Manchester United? Scruffy anything?
Anything, yeah. Big game for us tomorrow, you know. But we're in good shape. We'd say we've got 2 games in hand. They're tough games. They're games in hand. We've got Arsenal is one of them. So, but it'll be a big game tomorrow for us.
Well, we wish you well. Thank you for joining
Richard.
us. I mean, it's been a long trip tonight, Harry, so we'll let you get off early.
Okay, mate,
Lee Dixon is staying with us. We'll talk more with Lee in a moment or so. He's the man of the moment, Thierry Henry. 4 tonight as Arsenal get 5. What next then for Eddie Gray? We'll hear from him after the break. Here we go. Well, he took his total for Arsenal to 150 tonight in 251 games. Thierry Henry, 4 more here in a 5-0 Arsenal win. So, is he the best?
Fantastic. World's best player, without a doubt. It's got to be, isn't he?
Fourth goal. He's changing speed. He's an athlete as well as a footballer.
I haven't seen a striker like that for a long time, since the days of Ian Wright.
He's turbocharged. He just draws level, and when they try to close him down, he just zips away.
Absolutely first class. He's a world-class player. Can't get better than him.
As long as he stays at Arsenal, brilliant.
I don't get too many arguments, I don't think. He is the Premiership's leading goal scorer by 8 now. Alan Shearer in second, then comes Ruud van Nistelrooy of Manchester United. We're smiling and Arsenal are very, very happy, but there's a serious side to the result tonight. That is that Eddie Gray and Leeds got done by 5-0. Here he is with Claire Tomlinson.
Yep. Eddie, what can you say after that?
Not a lot. I mean, obviously disappointed, but they were far superior. I mean, in every department. I mean, they're a top-class side, and when you catch them on a night like that, then you're going to be struggling.
There are some positives you can take from it. Thierry Henry was just saying how well you played for a spell just after the first goal went in.
Yeah, we were a little bit slack defending, I thought, for the second goal, but other than that, I mean, I must say they looked as if they could score at will. I mean, Thierry Henry was tremendous. I mean, as well as working hard and his pace and his power. You know, he's just an unbelievable finisher. I mean, the chances he got, he just stuck them away.
Is there anything you can do against a player like that when he's in that sort of form?
You need to try and punch him and knock out, I think. I don't think you could do much else.
Harry Redknapp's in the studio. Can you take some comfort from the fact that Arsenal have got to play Portsmouth and Leicester before the end of this season?
Well, I hope we perform like that. I mean, but I'm sure, you know, Harry will be looking at that game and, you know, they've got to go to Portsmouth and Harry will be thinking they might be thinking about their holidays when it comes to that game. But no, we'll keep playing away ourselves. I mean, it was always going to be difficult to come and get something here anyway. We realised that. But you're just looking for a little bit better performance. And it never happened. I mean, there was periods in the game, as you says, we had possession of the ball, but without really hurting them. And every time they get the ball, it looked as if they could hurt us.
What's it like in your dressing room at the moment?
I'm disappointed, but I think as well, you know, a lot of admiration for the Arsenal team and how they performed and how they played and the pace and the power and the strength they've got in the team. I think that's the thing about them. As well as being good technically, they've got great power and pace, physical strength. They're a hard side to play against.
They'll be worthy champions in your opinion?
Oh, definitely. I mean, the team that wins the championship every year is a worthy champions, but they play with a great flair and they're very, very pleasing to the eye. Not so much for me tonight, but, you know, I enjoy watching them play.
What's the plan now? Is it a question of putting this behind you and looking forward to a very, very important game next up?
Oh, very important games. We've still got games to play that we could pick points up, and that's what we've got to do. It's just disappointing this results came at this time, you know, and you just got to try and pick the players up. But I think they realise themselves that, you know, playing against them, this is a one-off game. You're not going to play with teams like that or meet players like that every week.
Portsmouth's the big one.
Oh, we're all big, and Portsmouth is going to be a big game, you know.
Thanks, Eddie. Wish you the best.
Pleasure. Okay.
Harry Redknapp was with us. He's got a game tomorrow, of course, against Manchester United. So have we. Harry's gone. Join us at Fratton Park tomorrow. Lee Dixon is still here. I should explain if you've just joined us. He was a late substitute when Harry was late. That's why he forgot to put the tie on tonight. But this boy's surfing now and enjoying life. Would that be right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, a bit of time away from the game. I'm doing a bit of scouting for Tony Adams, actually, for Wickham, trying to find him a few players. Not having much luck at the moment, but we're trying, and I'm going to go down to watch them against Swindon tomorrow. So I'm involved a little bit, but I'm enjoying my life away from football, which, being a pro for 22 years, it's nice to have a break.
What was that first 6-12 months like when
Brilliant.
you hang the boots up?
Absolutely brilliant. I just the freedom of not being told where to be and what to do and what to eat and what time to go to bed and what time to get up. I found that it was a little, I imagine, like coming out of the army a little bit. I just found the freedom really. I mean, I miss bits of the game, but there's lots of it I don't miss, and that side of things I didn't miss. That freedom's given me a new.
Do you
lease
enjoy
of life.
watching football more now?
Yeah, I've been to quite a few games this season, and I do enjoy watching. I never used to. When I was injured or I wasn't playing, I didn't like to watch because part of you wants your player in your position not to do too well, and you want to get back in the team. But now I'm an Arsenal supporter, and so I enjoy watching and I get involved, and it's good fun now. Football's turned into good fun as opposed to being quite serious. You know, I noticed the last few years of my career it became really, really serious, and you know, it's great. You know, it's a profession and you give it everything you've got, but some of the fun had gone out of it towards the end for me. Thierry obviously enjoyed himself tonight, and I enjoyed watching that. That was brilliant.
There's been some good Arsenal sides down the years. It's very difficult really